Good evening. We'd like to call this meeting to order. First item on tonight's agenda is public input. Is anyone looking to make a public comment other than the budget? Did you send out?
Okay, moving forward then, before we get to our public hearing, we have some regular business to take care of. Tonight we have Jonathan Murray, student report. Hey, Jonathan.
Hi, how are you? For the student report, started off last Friday night. The music department of the high school started off with the first ever variety show, and that was a combination of all the music department classes. So the theater classes, the chorus, the band, the jazz band, and all the piano classes, they all got together and they did a show, which was very well attended. About 400 people arrived, which was very good for their first show. Spring sports ended, and baseball, softball, boys tennis, and both the boys and girls track teams are competing in state tournaments. AP meetings happened last week, so informational meetings for sophomores going into juniors, which is myself. You get the summer work, which, trust me, it's not very fun. National Honor Society had their induction last Thursday. Academic awards are this Thursday, and that's for teachers nominate students for academic achievements in the year, and the a cappella and the string ensemble groups are going to be performing before the ceremony, plus an art exhibit. That's Thursday, and sports awards are June 2nd, which is the same thing, just for the sports people. There's an alumni art show at the high school tomorrow. Student officers, so class officers, nominations are this week, and they vote next week, so whoever, let's find out who gets to do the announcements in the morning. The baccalaureate service for the seniors, it's Sunday, May 31st, at North Reading High School, and if any of you are involved with high school, you know the seniors are ending this week, and seniors are taking their finals this week. They have senior week next week, an all-night party on June 5th, which is graduation. And another, one last thing, the Spotlight Awards, which is an annual thing by the North Shore Music Theater. It's a prestigious award for high school actors and actresses, and there was 3 nominations for North Reading High School for their performance, musical, Singing in the Rain. Best Lead Actor, Best Ensemble, and Best Scenic Design, and we'll find out June 2nd if they won anything. And for student work, I have a project in financial management, which is for the past 2 months we've been talking about 1, homes, and 2, auto cars. So the difference between buying and renting, and then how to buy a home, the process. So applying for a mortgage, that kind of thing. And for autos, auto insurance, and the teacher gave us scenarios. So whatever, car X is driving down Main Street, car Y is driving down Central Street, and we had to figure out who was at fault and who would have to pay on the insurance. And that's pretty much it.
The one that's not a fault, call me. Attorney Gerald Benesi.
Does anyone have any questions for John? Next item on the agenda, we have Mr. Poche from the middle school, who's got some students he'd like to present if you want to.
Good evening. Really very pleased this evening to publicly announce that two of our 8th grade students will be recognized at the 10th annual Middle Level Scholar Leader Banquet, which is being held at the DCU Center tomorrow evening in Worcester. The Scholar Leader Award is sponsored by New England League of Middle Schools, NELMS, and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Middle Level Educators Association, two highly recognized educational associations which middle school belongs to. Just to kind of set the stage a little bit, I'd like everybody to know that over the past 5 or 6 weeks, grades 18 nominated 8 students for this recognition. They felt that these 8 students met the following criteria: academic achievement, service to classmates and to the school, providing a positive role model for peers, integrity, honesty, self-discipline, and courage. So understanding that this award is given only to one grade 8 boy and one grade 8 girl, we listed all those nominees, and we sent the ballot out to all teachers in the middle school, 6th grade and 7th grade, as well as the 8th grade teachers, so that we had the entire faculty giving us input into who would best represent our school. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to announce that Sarah and Casey and Michael Bitto are our 2 8th grade award recipients. Michael is, unfortunately, is busy on the baseball diamond this evening. I understand his team is in the running for a playoff position, so he couldn't afford to miss that game, so we apologize. But tomorrow night, nearly 700 guests, approximately, including students, educators, parents, are expected to attend the awards banquet again in Worcester. And we will once again celebrate the achievement of middle-level students who represent many outstanding young adolescents in middle schools across Massachusetts. And just as a footnote, we hope that in our school this will become an annual event. So we're purchasing a perpetual plaque, which will be displayed in our foyer. Sarah and Michael's name will be the first listed on top of that plaque. So we're very pleased to be able to announce that tonight. So, all right. So,
Thank you. Congratulations, Sarah.
And thank you, John, for bringing that program to the
Yes.
school. We want to skip on the agenda down to donations. We have Mr. John Murphy here, who is the Vice President of the Reading Cooperative Bank, who's got a donation for our literacy program. Thank you, John.
Yeah. On behalf of Reading Cooperative Bank, it's my pleasure to make a donation in the amount of $500 to provide materials for the financial literacy program. We received a donation, a very substantial donation of $2,500, which covered the elementary and the high school. And we at Reading Cooperative Bank, as does the superintendent and all the staff, feel it's appropriate to have these same materials available at the middle school level, so there's not a gap in financial literacy. And those are prime years for learning financial literacy, so it's my pleasure to present to you a check in the amount of $500.
Thank you.
Don't cash this one.
You know me too well. I would try. Thank you very much, John.
Don't let me.
You don't want milk.
Put the thing up so I'm not in the picture.
Wait a second.
I'd like to take one more.
Did it work?
Yeah, let's go one more time. And now that
Pull
you're
that down
questioning
real
me.
fast.
Makes a noise, no flash, but thank you very much.
Maureen, I just want John. We heard our student rep tonight mention the financial literacy class he's taking, and I think looking at the current situation of the national economy and lots of people who are in over their head, I think these kind of grants and these kind of materials are some of the most important things we can be providing to our students. Because, you know, if John Murray and his class go out into the world and understand that you can't get a loan for twice as much as you make and you can't buy a car that you can't afford, we're getting the kids off to a good start. So I really appreciate this award tonight because it will help our middle school program.
Next on the agenda is a position we have to take from Chartwell's on our food service contract. So Chartwell's representative is here, and we'll take care of this business before, I was hoping we had all these parents here.
Thank you, Mrs. Vaca. I'll let Mr. Signoli introduce his guests, but I'd like to provide a brief introduction to our guests here from Chartwell and a little bit of a context as to why they're here tonight. As many of you know, North Reading contracts with a food service management company on an annual basis. That contract is something we go out to bid for. And we recently issued a request for proposal for an RFP statewide in order to determine what kind of interest there was in continuing our food service management process. The current contract with Chartwell expires June 30, so we are required to go out to bid. Truthfully, the competition in this area is not what we'd like it to be, and it turned out that Chartwell was the only bidder for the rather extensive RFP that was provided for those to look at. This is 60 pages worth of minutia that requires a lot of attention. So what we then did was begin a negotiation with Chartwell to determine what kinds of specifications and services would be offered in the succeeding years. I should also provide a little bit of background as to where we are with food services. Many of you know that we did increase our lunch prices this past September. It now ranges between $2.50 per meal to $3, and that was just before the economic collapse. So our timing wasn't that great, although we really did need to enhance our revenues a little bit. In addition, in the past several years, we've initiated what we call our Healthy Lunch Initiative. That we're just about reaching our third year point with that. And we, at the same time, are experiencing some declines in our student participation. 5 years ago, we had an average of 1,700 children each day purchasing lunches. We're now in the 1,400 category. So we are working hard to determine what we need to do to increase participation. At the same time, lunch costs are increasing. Transportation, food, materials are all going up, just like your household bills. We're also dealing with what we are labeling very much out-of-date kitchens. The middle school kitchen and the high school kitchen in particular are out of date.